I don't really know how to say this. Like, I literally don't know how to talk about this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I make videos about mom life, fashion, lifestyle. I don't have any fashion videos on my channel right now because I did like a whole revamp of my channel and I deleted a bunch of videos because I'm just in a different place in my life right now and I was never consistent with YouTube, and now I'm working on it. So please subscribe to follow me along this journey. I have no method to my madness. I'm just gonna create whatever I want to create because that's what's fun to me right now. And you know, everybody's just looking for something to get them through these crazy times. So that's mine. And if you are back and you are not subscribed, please do so. Okay, if I seem a little frustrated, it's because I have tried to record this video so many freaking times, and the amount of technical difficulties that I have, like, you have to seriously have so much patience to do YouTube, and it's wearing thin, but I'm here. Anyway, so today I'm going to talk about my tattoos. I have stories about a few of my tattoos. Some of them are absolutely like just, I don't know, it gets really intense. I'm not gonna lie, there's some sensitive content in here. Do y'all hear my baby crying? My husband has her, it's fine. Okay, so anyway, I am going to make a video today about some stories about my tattoos. I have about like 14, 13 something amount of tattoos, whatever, and some of the stories are like, I don't know, some of them are just stupid, like I was just a stupid young kid, and other ones are pretty intense and it kind of gets a little sensitive. I am like reluctant to make this video because I just feel as though it's a lot of, there's like some sensitive stuff, and I'm doing this video and I'm talking about it because I think it's therapeutic for myself. And also when I looked up this video, like the title of this video, to see what other people, you know, had out there, it seemed as though one of my stories were actually kind of common, and so I just think it's important to talk about and to share. And I'm pretty much an open book, but I just know that there are people in my life who don't know this story who are going to watch this, and it's a little scary. So yeah, but you know, whatever, I'm going to be transparent here, so let's get into that. So I'm going to put my tattoos, like I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to put it somewhere, you know, in here, because I'm not going to just sit here and strip for y'all. I don't think this is that kind of platform, and I'm not going to show you all my goods. So I will take pictures and I will post them as I speak about them. So my first tattoo, I was about 13 years old, and there was this guy in our neighborhood who, or he wasn't really in our neighborhood, he was just like in a different neighborhood but close by. Anyway, irrelevant. He would tattoo anybody in his house, like in a room, and like you guys already know where this is going, because this is going, like, it's going horribly wrong. So all of my friends, we all thought we were so cool. He didn't ask for parental consent. He didn't like care about any of that stuff. And like, let me just say, like, trigger warning, I am going to mention drugs here, and not for myself, but like for him or whatever. But like, everybody would say that, oh, he tattoos better when he's like high on like crack. And like, what? So I was just stupid. We were all stupid, and we went and we got these tattoos. And like, when I went, I got like an outline, and I had my friend's brother draw it up for me, and it was a beautiful tattoo. But when it was like put on me, it was no longer beautiful, and it was like the outline. And then he had me come back the next day, which I don't know about you guys, but any tattoo I've ever had that needed more than one session, I did not go back the next day. It was always like, you know, a few weeks later, I don't know, four weeks later, I don't know. It's just, you just wait till it like heals and then you know, whatever. So anywho, I went back there the next day and got it finished. And I thought I was the freaking bee's knees, walking around like 9th grade with my midriff hanging out. And I had, you know, like this freaking tattoo. And I thought I was just the coolest thing in the whole entire world. So time goes by and I start to get a little bit older and I'm like, oh no, like this is rough. Like this is a rough tattoo. Like, as you can see, my stars, they're just so jacked up. Like they don't look like stars. It's not like a tattoo that I would want now at 25 years old. It's just not like, you know, it's just not something that I would want. And it's one of those things that like, you know, the people around you, the grown-ups will tell you like, you're not gonna like this when you get older. So you really shouldn't be getting these tattoos. And you're like,
oh, shut up, I will totally want these tattoos. Like, I will still like these when I'm 80 years old. It'll still be cool.
it's like, I don't know, I probably should have listened to them a little bit about when it came to this one, because yeah, but the real issue is that it's just all jacked up. Like, it's, what do I expect? You know, I went to a freaking house and had our, you know, local freaking crackhead do my tattoos. So, well, my tattoo. So, and it could have just gone horribly wrong. Like, horribly wrong. Like, disease wrong, like, just bad. And I'm very lucky and grateful that it did not. But I tried to get the tattoo fixed when I was 16, and again, I was still not old enough to like really know that I should research and I should find somebody who's good at, you know, correcting tattoos or covering up or like whatever. And so I just went to like a local shop and I had my mom take me and sign for it, and he just jacked it up more. Like in the pictures, like that pinkish outline stuff, like I don't really understand why he did that, and like he didn't fix my stars and like whatever. And I hate this tattoo, but it's such a painful spot to get a tattoo that I don't want to get it covered with anything, and getting it removed is just going to be extremely painful. So like I don't really know what to do about it right now, to be honest. So that was my first tattoo. So I have like a lot of other tattoos that I probably won't mention because like they don't really have any like interesting stories, but so I'm just gonna talk about the ones that like I feel like kind of do. And I have a zombie Hello Kitty, and now people will always like, if I'm out and they say, they're like, oh, is that a zombie Hello Kitty? Like that's super freaking cool. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, like okay. It's another one. I was freaking 19 in the army. I was getting all these tattoos because I had money for the first time. I, you know, was over 18 so I could get tattoos. Like I just woke up one day and I'm like, I want a zombie Hello Kitty. What did I do that day? I got a zombie Hello Kitty. I didn't wait, I didn't think about it, I didn't whatever. I just said, you know, this is what I'm gonna do today. And that's what I did. And now I'm 25 with a zombie Hello Kitty tattooed on me. And you know, I actually like the tattoo. I think it's done well. It's just like, kind of don't know if it was just, I probably should have put more thought into that. And I just jumped up and got a tattoo that day of a zombie Hello Kitty. And like, I know that's not like the craziest story, but it's just stupid. And like similar to the Hello Kitty one, I have this skull tattoo that I got when I like came home from leave from the military, and I was like, I want a skull tattooed. I went to like a local guy who like it was a shop he owned, and I went there and he did like a decent job on the skull. It wasn't horrible, but then I went back home and I had another tattoo, which again I'll show, and it was like, it's like vines with like a raven or a crow or whatever. I got that while I was back in Colorado, and again done well, but I don't put any thought into these freaking tattoos. And so I had like this space in between the skull and the like viney thing, and so when I go home on leave again, I'm like, hey, to this tattoo, I'm like, hey, I show up to a shop, and like I had an appointment, but like didn't have any plans on what I was getting, and I said, I just want something to fill this spot. And he says, well, what do you want? And I said, I don't care. I just want something to fill this spot. So he was like showing me all different types of stuff, and he ended up just like showing me this like Sacred Heart type thing. He tattooed that on me. You can't even tell what it is now. It's awful. Like, I just feel like this tattoo over here is just like just a throw up of like ink to me. I just don't like it, and definitely self-conscious about it. I don't usually wear short sleeves or tank tops or anything like that in the summertime. I shouldn't be self-conscious about it, but I'm just like, you know, I'm not proud of them, because if they were done well, I wouldn't really care. Like, I really wouldn't care. But because they're not like done well, it's just like really hard. It's really hard for me to just like them and accept them. But they're on my body, so I need to figure it out. I just wanted to have like a full sleeve. I wanted to have a full leg sleeve. I didn't care what it was. I didn't care. Like, I'm so grateful that I didn't continue getting a million freaking random tattoos, because that's where I was heading. I just wanted to have a full sleeve. I was young, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that, with like zero thought about any of it. So yeah. Next up is I have a tattoo on my stomach, and I was looking up like stuff for like to get a tattoo on my stomach, like this type of design. I was probably looking it up for like a couple days. You know, it's better than what I was doing before. And I went to go get this tattoo done. And basically the guy who was doing my tattoo, again, I will say no names, I will say no shops, because it doesn't matter. This was all like my stupidity for the most part. But the guy who was doing my tattoo on my stomach had done the Hello Kitty as well. And like my friend and I at the time, we were like, we'd go to the shop, and like we'd hang out there, and like the one apprentice there was our friend, so like whatever. So the owner of this shop who did these tattoos, he would always call me his muse, and he was like, he was really into me. That's all I'm gonna say. And he was older though, and I was only 19. I was wild, I was crazy. He was probably like maybe like early 40s, mid 40s, and I'm just like, I don't have anything in common with you, I would say. You know, like, I don't know. I just don't have anything. I wasn't feeling him. I wasn't. And so he asked me out on a date, and he texted me and asked me out on a date. And at that point in time, when I was in the Army, like I was a mechanic, I was working like really, really late, and I'm like, hey, I don't think I'm not gonna be able to go. Like, I should have just said, hey, I'm not into you, but like I was young and stupid and whatever. And I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. I'm sorry. I just, you know, and like I never told him yes. It was like he asked me, and I said, I don't think I can do that because I'm working late. I just like whatever. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to make it. And he says, well, I'm gonna go there, and if you show up, then you show up, and if you don't, you don't. Okay. So he goes there. I said I wasn't going, and he got upset that I didn't show up. So when he was tattooing my stomach, I was actually crying because the pain of the tattoo on my stomach was so painful. Like duh. Like, I had so many tattoos done before this tattoo, so like I don't know. So it was just like really painful. It's a really, really, really painful spot. And so I was like sitting there, like I have tears coming out of my eyes, and I'm like shaking. And he says to me, he says, I'm really enjoying causing you this pain because you caused me pain by standing me up on our date, and I'm enjoying causing you this pain. Sick. Literally sick. Like, so I'm laying there, and I'm having this freaking guy tattoo me, and I'm in so much pain, and he says that to me. I'm like, are you out of your freaking mind? And so then he ended up like eventually putting like numbing cream on it, and then he like finished the tattoo, like whatever. And I didn't go back to him for any more tattoos, obviously. And so that was like, I don't know. So that's like just some stories about just like, I don't know. I have stories probably about like all my tattoos, but those are the ones that are just like a little like, okay, a little out there. Again, me jumping up and getting a Hello Kitty like that day isn't like, whoo, that's so crazy, but it's just like, I don't know. I want to say who freaking does that, but I feel like a lot of people freaking do that. So, all right, I'm beating around the bush now because I don't want to talk about this last one. It's really, really hard. I don't really know. I just feel really weird. I know I shouldn't feel weird. because it's important to talk about stuff like this, but like, I don't really know. It's really, really hard to like say stuff like this out loud, knowing that certain people are gonna see it, that I don't know. I just don't really know what type of like feedback I'm gonna get, and I don't want like pity or anything. So, okay. So, I don't really know how to say this. Like, I literally don't know how to talk about this. This is really hard. So, I have this tattoo on my thigh. It kind of goes up on my butt cheek like a little bit. And the guy I was with at the time, dating, whatever, we went to this tattoo shop. He like knew the guy. We were hanging out there beforehand, before I was getting my tattoo. He had gotten a tattoo like a couple days earlier, and I was getting one. And now we were hanging out there, and we're taking like shots of whiskey. And again, like, I was too young to be drinking, first off, and you're not supposed to drink before you get a tattoo, and you're not supposed to like have your tattoo artist drink either. Granted, it was like a shot or two. It wasn't like nobody was plastered, but still, it's just like. But anyway, we're hanging out there. We're all just like buddy, everything's cool. So he starts tattooing me, and the guy I was dating at the time, he leaves to go get some food, and my phone's gonna end up dying before I can even get this out. I'm just like, this is really freaking weird. Okay, so he was tattooing me, and I was wearing shorts, and I kind of like pulled up like my shorts a little bit, just like on the side, so that he could tattoo me. Now I have a tattoo that's like underneath my boob right here, and they were completely professional. Everything was cool and not a big deal. I've had like my nipples pierced, I've had like all that stuff, and everybody's been so professional. Like, I've always had tattoo artists be so professional. All my piercers have been so professional. Like, I've never had anybody, you know, so I don't want to say that this is like every tattoo artist by any means. Like, I've never experienced this in my life until this point, so like of my tattoo. So let me just say that. But so when he was tattooing me, he kind of like brushed against me in a way, I would say, and like he's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, and then to me I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine, like, you're doing your job, it's like you didn't mean to do that. And like, it wasn't like very obvious. It was more like, okay, like he's just in that area, like he's tattooing like the side of my butt. And I feel as though he was like, you know, feeling me out, but I was just like young and stupid, and I was in a really, 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 really dark place in my life at that time. Like, that's a whole nother story, and it's awful. And, you know, but I feel like that, like, all in all, it's just like, I didn't expect this. And he says, you know, whatever, like, it's like so hard to get like these words out. It's just like, I'm just saying a million things and like beating around the bush. So when I was like, oh no, it's fine, like everything's cool, like I was just like, oh, you know, like whatever. And so like a few more minutes goes by, and he just like, how do I say this? He just like goes in my, like he goes in my pants, and I don't, like, I just, you know, so I was just like frozen, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And like seconds later, the guy I was dating at the time walked in, and I jumped up, and I was like, I need a cigarette, because at the time I smoked cigarettes, and like obviously, but I was like, I need a cigarette, and I jumped up, and I think I like jumped up and said I need a cigarette, and then I saw the guy that I was dating like walk in, and so I just like ran outside, and I said, we need to leave, we need to go. And the guy I was with was like, okay, well, like, let him wrap it up. Like, he just thought that I was just like, I was done and I didn't want to be tattooed anymore, and like for like the night. And I'm like, no, like, we gotta go. And like, he didn't clean it, he didn't do anything. I was just like, we gotta go, like, we gotta go. And so I get in the car with him, and then I tell him. He starts freaking out. He's like, oh, I'm gonna kill him. And like, the guy at the time, like, he was just like, you know, I really thought he was actually gonna kill him, and I was freaking out. And so like, we left, and after that I didn't get another tattoo for 3 years because I felt like my tattoos made me dirty, and that they looked dirty, and that like, people assumed that because I had tattoos that I was dirty. I don't know, because I didn't look at anybody else this way, but it was just like, yeah, it was just really, really hard. I just felt I didn't want any of the tattoos on my body. And then I still have this outline that he did on my body still. I've yet to get it covered, and it took me 3 years to get this mermaid tattoo that I have on my arm. And I went to like a really nice shop, and I ended up talking to the guy there about what happened, and he said that like some older men tattooers or whatever, like, it used to be like the culture in the shop that like that was okay back in the day, but like I've been tattooed by like older people before, and it was never like, that was never a thing. So I don't know. All I know is that it really messed me up. It changed my whole perspective on just like my body and like my tattoos and just everything. And something that like I loved, my tattoos or just like whatever, it just completely changed my perspective. And so I have yet to get this covered, because for the longest time I just didn't want to be tattooed on my thigh and half my butt. Like, I just didn't want to be touched down there. I just didn't want to do that. And again, I only got one tattoo, and like, this was back in like 2014. So it's like 6, 7 years, whatever, later. And I've only gotten one tattoo. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I used to get tattoos like all the time, and then it turned into me like, you know, I'm just, no, because I just felt awful. And I was like, is this what people think that they can do because of my tattoos? And it, like, that's the stupidest thing, you know, but I just felt awful. So I have yet to get it covered, and I want to get it covered. And I've had people ask me, oh, like, when are you going to get that tattoo finished? Oh, you have the outline. Like, I really like that. When are you going to get that finished? I'm not going to get it finished. I don't want this artwork on me anymore. I would like it to be completely covered. I don't know with what yet, and it is definitely a priority of mine, image-wise, to get this tattoo covered at some point. And yeah, so that happened. And it's like, yeah, it was just crazy, because when I like looked up other stories, just like other people like having like a tattoo story time, whatever, I was seeing so many people talk about like sexual assaults and stuff like that, and I'm like really? But again, I've gone to a lot of piercers, I've had like a lot of piercings, I have a lot of tattoos, and I've never experienced this. So whatever culture, you know, I was told that this came from, I don't know. But yeah, but I am okay, and I don't technically dwell on it. I don't think about it every day. It's not something that like consistently affects me. If I look in the mirror and I see the tattoo, I hate it, and I do think about it. So I really need to like get it covered. And yeah, but that's my story. That's my stories about, a few stories about my tattoos. Some obviously crazier than others. Yeah. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be making a lot more videos. And if you subscribe, it's like really motivating me, and it helps me to be able to push myself because I have a newborn and I don't really have much time. And I find myself waking up extremely early in the morning or staying up late at night to be able to, you know, try to figure this stuff out. And I have a lot of videos planned and typed up just like to make sure my thoughts are gathered and there. And I just need to be able to have the time to record and not have freaking technical difficulties. Also, I just made a new TikTok. I got locked out of my old TikTok, and so I made a whole new one, and I have like 2 followers, and they're my closest friends that I have on TikTok. And yeah, so if you could go follow me on TikTok and motivate me to make more TikToks because I got locked out of my freaking old account, and also support me and follow me on Instagram where I just post whatever, you know, just like, again, no method to my madness. I'm just here, so come hang out and come, I don't know, just roll with me through my crazy life and whatever the hell I'm doing, because I just don't even know. I don't even know. Who knows what they're doing anymore right now, you know? Who knows? Okay, bye.